First session of the 18th Lok Sabha is set to begin today. All newly elected MPs, including Prime Minister Modi, to take oath. The opposition preps to raise paper leak issue and row over pro tem speaker. Drama ensues even before Parliament commences. Ahead of the session, the Opposition India Bloc MPs have decided not to assist Pro Tem Speaker B. Mehtab in administrating oath to newly elected MPs. Opposition India Bloc MPs were part of a panel to assist Pro Tem Speaker Mehtab in administrating oath to newly elected Lok Sabha members will not be performing their duties. The decision came after President Murmu appointed BJP leader and seven-term member Bhartrihari Mehtab as the pro tem speaker of the Lok Sabha instead of the 8-time Congress MP K. Suresh. After recording a much improved performance in the recently concluded polls compared to 2019, Congress is set to begin a series of strategy meetings within the party to prepare for the assembly elections scheduled for the latter half of the year in Jharkhand, Maharashtra, Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir. Congress President Kharge and MP Rahul Gandhi are set to begin the strategy meetings on Monday with Jharkhand leaders. The meetings for Maharashtra, Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir will take place between June 25th and 27th. 6 weeks after removing her nephew Akash Anand as her political heir, Bahujan Samaj Party President Mayawati reinstated Anand as the party's national coordinator and her political heir. The announcement came during a meeting of the party leaders, a call to review the party's defeat in the Lok Sabha polls. The opposition BRS suffered a setback in Telangana as its Jagital MLA Sanjay Kumar joined the ruling Congress. Now, Sanjay was welcomed into the Congress fold by Chief Minister Revanth Reddy Kumar in the 5th BRS MLA to join the Congress. Reddy is also the president of the Congress's Telangana unit. Sanjay Kumar joining the Congress came close on the heels of senior BRS MLA and former Assembly Speaker Pucharam Srinivas Reddy switching over to the Grand Old Party on June 21st. DMK MLAs Udayana Suryan and Vasatanam have issued a legal notice to PMK party president Dr. Ambuni Ramados and his father Dr. Ramados for statements made by them pertaining to the unfortunate spurious liquor poisoning deaths in Kalakurchi. The two MLAs have demanded that both these leaders tender an unconditional apology to the MLAs and the people of Kalakurchi. Earlier on Friday, the party president Dr. Ambuni Ramados had stated that the two MLAs from the respective constituencies that fall under Kalakurchi district are part of the nexus that operates the hooch business. CPIM MLA O.R. Kelu was sworn in as minister in the CPIM-led LDF government in Kerala at the Raj Bhavan. Governor Arif Mohammad Khan administered the oath of the office to the new minister leader from a tribal community in Wayanad, replaces K. Radhakrishnan, who resigned as Minister of Welfare of Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes, Parliamentary Affairs and Devaswam after being selected to the Lok Sabha from the Alatur seat. The first cabinet meeting of the new NDA government in Andhra Pradesh, headed by Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu, is scheduled to commence today. The Chief Secretary had directed all the departments to submit their agency's agenda, for the cabinet meeting. The 25-member strong cabinet is a mix of 17 freshers and 8 experienced ministers. Day after nearly 50% students skip NEET UG retest, new NTA Chief Pradeep Singh Karola to hold meeting today. This is the first high-level meet of the NTA that comes amid CBI probe in the alleged irregularities in the NEET UG exam. Now, IAS Singh has replaced Subodh Kumar after several exam irregularities. Amid the paper leak, Rao Centre's high-level panel on exam reforms to hold their first meet today. seven-member committee led by ex-ISRO chairman K. Radhakrishnan formed to improve exam environment and curb malpractices. 4 people have been arrested for allegedly assaulting CBI officials who had gone to Nevada to investigate the UGC net paper leak case. The incident occurred on Saturday when its officers, including a woman constable from the Nevada Town Police Station, reached the particular village in question, Rajauli. The villagers, mistaking the CBI team for imposters, physically attacked them and damaged the vehicles. Atishi to enter in 4th day of indefinite hunger strike. The protest continues even after a delegation of AAP leaders met Delhi Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena on Sunday, demanding the latter to seek additional share of water from Haryana. The Delhi Lieutenant Governor has spoken to Haryana CM Saini, who has assured to review water supply to Delhi. Citizens continue to struggle to get water from tankers. Supreme Court to hear contempt plea against the Delhi Development Authority Vice Chairman Subhashish Panda, for violating its order of not cutting down trees in the National Capital's protected ridge area. On May 16th, the Supreme Court had issued a contempt of court notice after the top court pulled up the agency for misinterpreting facts and filing a wrong affidavit on the felling of trees in Delhi's Ridge Forest area. Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal moves Supreme Court challenging the Delhi High Court stay on the operation of his bail. The matter is likely to be taken up before a vacation bench of the top court today. The bail order that was earlier granted by the trial court in the money laundering case pertaining to the liquor policy scam was given an interim stay on Friday by the Delhi High Court. JDS MLC Suraj Revanna, the brother of Prajwal Revanna, has been arrested and sent to 14-day judicial custody for allegedly assaulting a male party worker. He will be produced in court today. A party worker had earlier alleged that Suraj, the grandson of former Prime Minister H.D. Devegowda, sodomized him at a farmhouse on June 16. Meanwhile, CID has taken over the investigation. Meanwhile, another Revanna and Suraj's brother Prajwal will be produced in court today as his judicial custody ends. Revanna, who's the former JDS MP from Hassan Lok Sabha constituency and accused of sexually assaulting 3 women, was arrested minutes after he landed at Kempegowda International Airport on May 30th. After a day of silver lining, oppressive heat is set to make a return from today. The Met Department predicts heat wave warning for Delhi and other North Indian states. Temperature is expected to rise up by nearly 3 degrees. In what could bring massive relief amid the searing heat and water crisis in a few big cities, the IMD has predicted very heavy rainfall in Kerala, Karnataka and Goa during the next 4 days. The weather forecast body has also predicted chances of similar rain with thunderstorms and lightnings in parts of Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra and Gujarat. As rain continues to lash in western parts of India, heavy rainfall leads to waterlogging in Gujarat's Jam Kambalia area, Dwarka. The Kashi Vishwanath Temple and Shrine area developed as KD Dham in 2021-22 has witnessed record 4-fold increase in donations, including by pilgrims from across the globe. And the temple's annual income had earlier been rupees 20.14 crore, which in the recently conducted 2023-24 financial year rose to 86.79 crores. National High Speed Rail Corporation Limited has successfully launched another steel bridge of 130-meter length of 23rd June 2024. The steel bridge was launched over Delhi-Mumbai National Expressway near Vadodara in Gujarat for Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train project. The bridge launching was completed within 24 hours with intermittent breaks to allow road traffic to pass. In Himachal Pradesh, the tourism industry is thriving. The tourist places including Shimla, Manali, Chail, Kasauli, Solan are buzzing with tourists. There's also been a huge increase in the number of tourists on weekends. In fact, Solan district has emerged as the top destination, surpassing even the famous hill station of Shimla, the capital of Himachal. Popular destinations such as Kasauli and Chail are experiencing a surge in popularity, while lesser-known spots like Rewa Waterfall are drawing travellers. Srinagar has been honoured with the prestigious title of World Craft City by the World Crafts Council, marking an achievement in the rich history of craftsmanship and cultural heritage. This recognition celebrates the exceptional skill and dedication of Srinagar's artisans and craftsmen, whose work has gained international acclaim. Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha took to social media platform X to announce the news, expressing heartfelt congratulations to the people of Srinagar. A Pakistani delegation arrived in Jammu as part of the ongoing discussions concerning the 1960 Indus War Treaty. The team is scheduled to visit the various dam sites in the region. And the visit marks its step towards bilateral efforts to address and manage water resources shared by India and Pakistan under the treaty, which governs the use of the Indus River and its tributaries. High Commissioner Sanjay Kumar Verma paid homage to the victims of Air India Flight 182 Kanishka in Orawa on the 39th anniversary of the terrorist bombing, in which 329 innocent victims, including 86 children, lost their lives. Family members and friends of the victims, officials of Government of Canada, Ambassador of Ireland, more than 150 members of the Indo-Canadian community attended the solemn occasion. Sri Lankan President Wickremesinghe thanked India for helping the country during its two difficult years. He affirmed his commitment to maintaining a strong partnership with India to achieve the country's development. In a tragic incident, a 32-year-old Indian origin man was fatally shot during a robbery at a convenience store in the US state of Texas. Dasari Gopala Krishna, who hailed from the Bapatala district in Andhra Pradesh, came to the US only 8 months ago. The incident occurred at a gas station convenience store in Dallas on June 21st. He is survived by his wife, son and parents. His father is a farmer and mother a housewife. A 19-year-old was last heard of last Monday morning when he called a friend. He was attempting to make a 11-hour walk back to his accommodation after missing a bus. In the phone call, he reportedly told his friend he was desperate for a drink and only had 1% battery left on his phone. During this year's Hajj pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia, the death toll has now risen to 1,300 due to extreme heat. As per Saudi Health Ministry, 80% of the deceased were unauthorized pilgrims who came from long distances amid the scorching heat. In addition, the officials said that the identification of the deceased was also delayed due to lack of valid documents. At least 3 people were killed in a Russian bombing attack on Ukraine's second city, Kharkiv. 4 aerial bombs were launched against the city, damaging many properties. An unfortunate tragedy hit Russia after over 15 police officials, along with an Orthodox priest and several citizens, were killed in a terror attack at a synagogue and a church in Dagestan. According to reports, 2 terrorists have been neutralized in the ongoing counter-terrorism operation in the entire region. ongoing Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip have killed 37,598 Palestinians and wounded 86,032 others since October last year. The Israeli attacks over the past 24 hours have left 47 people dead and 121 others injured, with many others, still buried under the ruins or on the way to the hospitals as there were several airstrikes. Cross-border shelling continued along the Lebanese-Israeli border amid concerns of further escalation. Smoke was seen rising over different areas of southern Lebanon after Israeli strikes hit the area. Tens of thousands of people held anti-government protests in several parts of Israel on Saturday night, calling for new elections and the return of hostages held in Gaza. Many celebrities, including the former chief of the intelligence agency, came out in protest. Anti-government protesters took to the streets of Jerusalem on Monday, clashing with police near the house of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and calling for new elections. A large number of Brazilians hit the streets of Rio de Janeiro to protest against the bill that approves the criminalization of abortions in the country. The protesters carried posters, stickers and banners against the bill that would charge anyone with homicide for terminating pregnancy after 22 weeks. Now, Mexicans took to the streets and celebrated the International Volkswagen Beetle Day Parade. The Beetle was discontinued years ago. However, it was restored and remade and still remains highly popular in the country.
टाटा मोटर्स के ट्रक्स ड्राइविंग के लिए बेस्ट हैं, लेकिन कौन सा